In this lesson, we will learn to use the colour and fill tools. For this, you will need a previously saved simple black and white image. The simpler and more contrasting, the better. Open the image. Tap Done at the top right of the screen. A new screen will appear. At the top, tap the icon that looks like a cup or bucket. A new bar will appear with a tolerance slider. At the top left, tap on the square highlighted in blue. This is a solid fill tool. Use your finger to move the tolerance slider over to the right. We will now fill the white shapes with colour. In this screen, the colour is set to blue. Tap on the blue circle. A new box will appear with a colour wheel and sliders. You can see that tapping on the colour wheel changes the selected colour. Select a strong blue. Now tap in the centre of the white shapes. This fills the colour. In this exercise, we will be using the three primary colours. So spread the blue around the composition, leaving enough spaces for the yellow and red. As we are using three colours, make 1/3 of the area blue. Tap on the Colour Selector again and now choose red. Continue as before, carefully selecting shapes to be red. Again, place the red around the composition, leaving 1/3 of the shapes for the yellow. Space the colours around in an interesting way. Now use the Colour Selector to choose yellow. Again, tap in the middle of the shapes to fill them yellow. Always consider the relationships between the colours. You might want to leave some shapes white. Or you might want to go back and add red or blue. There is a way to select the exact colour used before. Tap on the Colour Selector. When the box appears, look to the top right of the box. You will see an icon that looks like an eyedropper. Tap on this to select a colour from your image. When you tap on this icon, a target will appear on your work. Move the target over the colour you want to choose and continue to fill the shapes. Sometimes mistakes happen. This happened because the white of the design was too close to the colour of the background. To undo this mistake, tap on the back arrow at the top left of the screen. To fill in these white shapes, we have to change the tolerance of the fill. This allows the program to recognise the colours are very similar, and therefore avoid the fill affecting the bordering colour. To do this, move the tolerance slider at the top of the screen to the left. Practice until you can fill in all of the shapes individually. We can, of course, colour the black lines. This will fill all of the black with one colour. And depending on the tolerance value, unusual things may happen. After some experimentation, save your work. It is always a good idea to save your work regularly. It allows you to have evidence of your creativity. So far, you have been limited to primary colours. You now know there are many colours to choose from. The best artwork has a considered colour scheme. The following scheme is limited to warm colours. Select your colours from the wheel and carefully place in your design. Select a different warm colour and continue to fill the shapes to create an interesting composition. Choose a third warm colour and continue as before. Continue selecting and filling until you are happy and then save your work. Again, you could experiment with the black lines. Unusual things may happen. Continue to fill and experiment. Sometimes mistakes can be interesting and could be saved. You can always undo them later. You could now try cold colours. You can either work over the warm colours, or you could start again from the beginning. Choose and fill as before. And maybe try experimenting with the tolerance. The more you play and practice, the more you will learn. Creating unusual and imaginative variations. Remember to save the ones you like. In this version, warm colours are left as a contrast, and the contrast of the red circle creates a focal point. Simplification of shape and colour is used successfully by many artists and designers, both past and present. This can be seen clearly in this collage by Henri Matisse and in this geometric work by Victor Vasarely. It can also be seen in this Russian constructivist poster and in this piece of graphics by the famous modern designer Neville Brody. Simplified designs like this one by Alexander McQueen can easily be made more colourful using this type of program. In a following lesson, we can transform this image into this colourful pattern, which can be used for many other design projects. We hope you enjoyed this lesson. You can share your projects with us on Twitter by tagging Glasgow Create.